YouTube, what it is, it's your boy Q Deezy, the Double Easy, coming at you on another episode all about the semis. Just giving you guys a quick update. Still here with Uncle Landstar. Landstar is like your uncle over here, man. I think I heard it said on somebody else's channel that Landstar is like Uncle Eddie. So I'm giving you guys the updates, my likes, my don't likes, and this is the say about the 3.5, 4 week review, and we're gonna jump right on into it. Poof. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks in almost, and I say it like that because when I came in out of orientation, it was like I came in off a Tuesday, and then went through the whole waiting for the trailer thing, and then I ended up taking a power load, so it was like a half of a week thing. I've gotten about 3 settlements, and out of those 3, one good week was one of them was a full week, because even during the 2 that I got prior, one was like from that first week out of training, I did a power only load. This was a short load, a couple 100 miles. It was paying like $600-700. Actually I think it paid a little more than that. I want to say it paid about $800, $800 or $900, and it was only going a few 100 miles. And I did that, and then it was the beginning of a new week, so it wasn't really a full week. And then I did one after that, but then I had to do some stuff, get back home to finish some stuff, because like I said, when I came into Landstar, it was like a spare the moment thing. I had applied, and then they were like, I applied, and they were like, yeah, there was a lot of back and forth, and they was like, well, we ain't gonna be able to take you at this time because it was like COVID going on, and then I couldn't get my hazmat endorsement because the DMVs were closed, so they had told me no go. Then I was making arrangements to do some other things, and then they finally came back and was like, called me, was like, hey, we understand COVID's going on, are you still interested in coming on over? So Landstar calls you and say, hey, you better move, because the process is already long as it is. So it's like, yeah, ASAP. So I kind of jumped in, and again put me in midst of things I had going on that I had to put off and then come back to, hence why I didn't, it took me a little bit longer to get a full good work week, because I had to get some things in order at home. And yeah, so with that being said, the next thing is, a lot of guys talk about having that learning curve. It felt like the light went out or something, but yeah, a lot of guys felt like they had a learning curve. Let me brighten you guys up if I can. See if I can brighten you up. I tried. So yeah, a lot of guys talked about that learning curve deal, and for me it was a little different. I didn't feel like I had a learning curve per se, because it was more like I didn't come from a background where I was let's cut this light back on. I don't know why I'm feeling like this light is dark and it's driving me crazy. I didn't feel like, for me, it was too much of a learning curve in the regards that, I think I got another light over here. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get this light going. I gotta get this light corrected. There we go. A little bit more light, the better. So I didn't feel like it was too much of a learning curve, because I didn't come from a background where I was a company driver. I came straight over from I was already a lease operator. So booking my own loads and things like that wasn't really that much of an issue. However, learning the Landstar load system was a learning curve in itself. Wasn't terribly hard because of my background, but you have to learn their system. Because for those of you who don't know, Landstar has an in-house load board. So it's everybody that deals with Landstar. At any given time, now, with COVID going on, there's 40,000 loads on the board at any given time, and I heard before this even pandemic jumped off, it was 50,000 plus, 60, 70,000 plus loads on the board. I have seen a couple 50,000s here and there, so I can imagine that. And plus, Landstar is a big company, so it's not totally unbelievable. But learning their in-house load board, so you're picking loads from everybody that deals with Landstar. It's not like using the DAT board and it's just random. Everybody who's putting loads on the DAT board, you're dealing with everybody, or you could just deal with Uber Freight or whatever. It's everybody who's dealing with Landstar. So learning that, how their operation was, that was a little bit of a learning curve. And again, it wasn't really too much. It was just, knowing how to pick your loads and what you wanted to do, and learning how to mitigate, navigate the board, and maneuver around on the board, and to get to the things that you need to get to. Learning how to use your data cards, because they put their pay on one and then they put your advances on another. So those curves for me. Running the truck was a piece of cake, because I know how to run my truck. I always knew how to run the truck. That was one of the things I learned, and you need to learn how to do that before you lease on to anybody, in my opinion. A lot of guys just get out there and they don't even know how to operate their truck. So that sums up most of that. My likes, I like a lot of things about Landstar. I like the blanket, I like the security, I like the freedom, number one. And you'll hear everybody say that, it's freedom. There's no hand holding over here. You're on your own, man. As a matter of fact, right now, and I'm taking a week off. I just came back Friday, and today is, I don't even know what the day it is anymore. Today is the 29th of June. I came back, today's Monday, so I came back, like I said, Friday, and I'm taking, this week of the 4th of July, and I'm not coming back out on the road till about the 6th. So I'm taking this week off, and already been off a couple days. No phone calls. Actually, I have had a few phone calls. A couple agents called me, brokers called me, wanting me to run some loads for them. Hey, we see you in Jacksonville. Are you coming out this week? So now I'm starting to get calls where I wasn't even getting calls anymore. So I don't even know where they got my number from. I guess they follow the truck. I heard that they can do that, and they can see what trucks is in certain areas or whatnot. So yeah, I'm starting to get those calls to get out there, and but other than that, yeah, I haven't got any calls. Nobody bothered me about anything, and they typically don't. Landstar is not one of those companies that's going to, again, hold your hand and baby you to do what it is that you need to do. Don't likes or dislikes, I can't really think of none. I mean, when somebody don't bother you, it's kind of hard not to dislike them, or hard to not have anything to say, because yeah, I don't really have any dislikes. My money's in there on time. When I need to call and reach somebody always got an answer to who I need to get get the answer, which is a big plus for me. So with that, I really don't have any dislikes about Landstar. I don't. As of yet, I really don't. The freight is there. I really don't have any bad things to say. Outside of that, my pay is where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. If I did have one thing I don't like, I'll say this. I notice, you have to have your BOLs or your load sheet scanned in 2 days prior to your, once you're complete, 2 days prior before your settlement day. Gosh, I haven't had coffee yet, y'all. I'm sorry. 2 days prior before your settlement day. Over here, we can pick the days that we want to get paid. So my day I picked is Tuesdays. So I have to have my settlements in by Friday. Now, I mean, my BOLs by Friday. What I don't like is I'll submit them Friday. They say that you can go on and see your settlement, you know, like Monday, the Monday or the day before your settlement day. I'm noticing that I'm not able to see my settlement until Tuesday morning, or, you know, late Tuesday before, you know, it's this day I get paid. So it's kind of like, it's kind of pointless. I get to see it before it's actually put on my card, but in a few hours it'll be on the card. Now it's usually on the card around noon, you know, early noon, 1, 2 o'clock. So that would be one drawback. I think they need to, if you send it in Friday, I think Monday at the latest, Monday afternoon, you should be able to see that. So that would be my only issue there with Landstar. So money, let's talk the money. We'll talk about the money. So yeah, the money, again, like I said before, the freight is there, and you know, the freight is there. So excuse me, I'm dehydrating over here. Sorry about that. Brother's over here dehydrating. Yeah, the freight is here, man, and you can make your money that you need to make. You just have to be strategic about where you want to go, where you don't want to go, and sometimes there's a lot of freight going where you don't want to go, paying really well. I see that a lot, and that's another thing that you run into when you have in-house load boards. Also, there are direct agents you can deal with directly and create dedicated lanes with some of those agents where you don't even have to use the load board. I haven't done that yet. I actually played around with it today, looking to see what was out there, but I haven't really got into it. And one of the reasons is right now, and I don't want to dedicate, because I like being able to take off when I want to take off. And if you take something dedicated, it's dedicated. You got to be there. You can't be calling them something about, I ain't gonna be able to run this week, or I ain't gonna be able to run, you know, this day. And I don't want to get into that right now. I'm liking my freedom, and I'm liking to choose where I want to go. Sometimes I want to go to certain cities and I want to go. So dedicated is not really for me right now, but I am learning it and learning what's out there, because when I do decide to, I don't want to have to be fumbling around trying to figure out how to get into it. So moving right along as far as the money. So yeah, my first settlement. Okay, my first settlement with Landstar. You guys gonna have to trust me on this, because I haven't figured out the how to pull it all up and show y'all, flip and do that editing thing, and I can't right now, guys. But at another video, I promise you, I will print up the thing or bring it up on a laptop and show you guys. But again, this is only like I said, about almost 3 weeks, and really just the first full week was last week. Actually, the week before was last week, because I'm actually getting ready to get a settlement tomorrow. So my first settlement of working a full week, and I only ran 1,300 miles, give or take 1,400 miles. That first settlement, after all of my fees, my fuel, and everything, Landstar's cut, I took home $2,480 out of I want to say it was a little over $4,000, and I lucked up because one of those loads, the one load paid like $3,400 in itself, and it was a, so I'm gonna drop your jaw when I say this, it was a 15 stop load actually. It was a 15 stop load. I picked it up in Pennsylvania, and it was going into South Carolina. Now, I looked at this thing twice. I said, wait a minute, $3,400 from Pennsylvania? And I was in Pennsylvania going to, you know, North Carolina. It was North Carolina, not South Carolina, I'm sorry. It ended in Charleston. And I'm like, $3,400, that's a lot. But then I'm looking at the stops, and I'm like, wow, so there's a lot of stops, but still, I'm looking at the stops, and all of the stops were in Carolina, the majority of them, and they were within like 8, 5, 10 miles of each other, dropping off on different days. So I said, you know what, this will set me up for the week, and I don't even have to worry about looking for any other loads, because it'll take me about 3 days or so to finish this, and I'll finish it in time to make my pay week cut off. It was a no-brainer. So I took that load, come to find out, and it was a light load. It was like windows, and they were all going to different Lowe's stores. I'll tell you this, I hate Lowe's stores. I hate going to their stores. Anybody that's ever delivered at Lowe's knows, Lowe's is not, it's very hazardous, you know, and I understand why the pay was so high. But boy, look at here, I cursed like a sailor, but when I got that settlement, Lord Jesus, let me tell you, I forgot about the pain very quickly. I did. And the other load that I did was about a little over $1,000, and that contributed to that. So yeah, $2,480 for a full week, 1,300 so miles. And yeah, I can't complain at all. It was a lot of stops for that first one, but the second load brought me home, and I was content with that. So is the money there? Absolutely. I'll happily show you guys that. My other settlement before that, I did, like I said, I did that one power only load right out of orientation, and I want to say it was about, it was $1,100. That's what it was. It was $1,100. It was picked up out of like Tifton, went into like Davenport, and even out of that load, I took home like $500, you know, for one day work, you know, and it wasn't even far, you know. So I that was that load. Then the next load was like I said, like $900. Again, these wasn't 4 weeks because I was still trying to get my stuff home together. So this week was, you know, the prior week was the full first week, 1,300. This week I've only ran 1,800 miles, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty decent settlement. I will let you guys know that come tomorrow, what that settlement's looking like. I know the truck grossed around about a little over $4,000 gross to the truck. I didn't take out much for fuel, so because I have money still on my card for fuel, so we should be okay. So I'm actually curious, because this will be another full week, and like I said, it was about 1,800 miles that I run. Actually 1,700 miles, because one was 893, and the other run was 823 miles. And then I had a load that's going on to this one that I did last week, short load back to Jacksonville. I'm not really counting that load because, I mean, it's going to be on a settlement, but what I actually did, 4,000, a little over 4,000 on the same week, and on the same week miles was about, again, like 1,700 and some change. So yeah, if you can't make money here at Landstar, it's more than likely not Landstar's fault. It's going to probably be something that you're doing. You're booking yourself, you are managing your time, you are doing everything. You are the booker, you are the driver, you are the maintenance man, you are everything. So if you're not making money, you have to reevaluate how you're running and what are you doing, how much time are you taking off, or whatever have you. And those are big things that you really need to take into consideration if you're not. A lot of guys say, oh, I can't make money here, ain't no money here, and I don't hear many guys say it, but I've heard it said on other videos. So yeah, that's my update, guys. Like I said, I'll get y'all that paperwork. I don't have no reason to lie or try and make you guys come over here. I'm not getting no kudos for getting you guys to come over here. You know, my channel has just been about my trucking journey from the beginning. So those of you that have been watching my channel and understand my channel, you know that this is what it's about, and I just share information as I receive it and as I experience things. So with that being said, you have to take my word for it. And once I get savvy, I'll be able to put the video in there and be scrolling through the thing like everybody else do, so you guys can see settlements and things like that. But you know, I'm home, I got things I gotta do. I really don't have time to be really professionally editing these things now, like I used to, and I really have to monopolize my home time and family time and all that good stuff. So it's going to be some raw videos coming up soon, and I hope that you guys found this to be informative. I hope that you guys are staying safe out there in the midst of this pandemic, and I appreciate you all watching. Rate and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Other than that, the truck's been running great. Have no issues with the trucks. The truck is, knock on wood, she's doing her thing. She is definitely doing her thing. I can't complain about her either. Actually, I was out in Pennsylvania last week, and the road up on I-76, the road was so rough, it rattled the right side of my bumper right off of my truck. I mean, it was crazy, man. So I'm actually getting ready to go to the dealer and pick that up, and I will be doing a video on that as well. So with that being said, again, I'm finally out of here. I gotta kill this soda right here, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Aaron, QDZ, all about semis. Peace.